Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Get Into Crypto. I'm Simon, and today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and we're going to go straight over to the charts and have a quick look just at the hourly chart. So I don't normally do a lot of short-term analysis, but I picked up that we are in a bit of a wedge formation right here, and it looks like Bitcoin is attempting to break out as we speak. So I wanted to jump in. This is by no means perfect. These lines are not perfect. They're pretty much a sort of line of best fit over the kind of wicks. There's different ways to draw these formations, but I've kind of gone with a bit of a line of best fit. We can also see in the 4 hour we've got Tom DeMark 2 trading above the Tom DeMark 1. So yeah, that's a bullish entry or a long entry on the Tom DeMark indicator. Just flipping back over to the hourly as well, we got the 3 going above the 2. Right now we've got a bit of a week here, but we've got another sort of 30 minutes to go, so we'll see how this plays out on the stream. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say, and just the fact we seem to be making a bit of a hammer candle here on the daily. We got a 6, green 6, so we could expect to see, sort of a 7, 8, 9 follow over the next 3 days, and maybe an acceleration into a Tom DeMark 9 candle. For those of you that don't really follow Tom DeMark 9, it's a sequential indicator, and you tend to get tops where a 9 comes in. So as you can see, there's an example of one that worked out quite well here. There don't seem to be too many other good examples, but yeah, we're looking for this probably to play out, and I think I'm leaning towards a push up towards 30,000, but we'll see how things play out on the charts for the rest of this evening. Certainly, I'll be looking at just looking at the 4 hour here to. It's taking its time to load to see a close really above this downward sloping channel or trend line as a part of the wedge, and then start to see an acceleration higher. So we still have a bit of time left there, but Bitcoin trying to push up, and let's see what it does. So just looking at slightly longer term view on Bitcoin, just quite interesting. On the monthly, we have a Tom DeMark 9. Just kind of wanted to say that in our last cycle run up, so it's a little bit easier to show this on a log scale. We did see multiple Tom DeMark 9s, and none of them were actually able to sort of really reverse the price. So it's by no means a given that has to happen. And then on the weekly, we look really healthy. Like we should hopefully see some continuation. We've kind of said before that one thing we are looking at is the 20-week moving average and also the 21-week EMA, and we can see that we're moving up quite fast right now. So yeah, it could be that well, if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so coming towards the end of January, our 21-week EMA could actually be trading or trending above 20,000, which I would expect to be our sort of bull market support, kind of using a cradle in between these two moving averages. This is what we saw back in September time over the summer. So yeah, things are looking fairly strong as we are. And I just really wanted to touch upon the fact that I've heard a few people kind of say over the past day, we have to see a 40% pullback. Bitcoin has to pull back 40%. It always pulls back 40% in a bull market. Well, that is true as of last year. So sorry, of the last bull market. So if we just take ourselves back to 2017, then we can see here we saw 1, 2, that was 30%, but we saw the 40%. That was not quite 30%, but what I'm saying, we did see a 40% pullback here. And if we just switch on to the log, So is that the same one I picked up? I think it was this one here, so 30%. So we saw a few. We saw a few. I think it was this one here. Yeah, that nearly got us 40%. And this is when we were kind of flirting with the previous all-time highs. That's actually before we actually got up across our all-time highs. And obviously, when we did, then we saw one of these. But that's not to say that this has to happen again. You know, let's look at what we've seen so far in this bull market. Well, we've seen this pullback about 22%. Then if I zoom in slightly and look at the pullback we saw off 20k, again, it was about 15%. So, you know, is 15 to 20% the norm now for Bitcoin to pull back in this bull market? Potentially it is. Potentially it is. Like we say, if we pull back here, you know, 22% gets us down to around 21.5k. 20% gets us down to 22k. We know that the institutions have come in and bought big around here. We know that Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have been buying around the 21.5, 22 level. So yeah, potentially that is what we're looking at. And I'm actually thinking, for me, the most likely outcome for here is probably to go sideways, possibly come up and tag 30k and then just consolidate. But I'll be looking for consolidation really between, say, 28 and 22k, potentially 28 and 24, with a final push down here, potentially resembling what we kind of saw over the summer, where Bitcoin spent about 5 weeks moving sideways. Altcoins really started to take off. I think altcoins were actually sort of taking off slightly before that, sort of around June, July time. And then obviously we saw the move back down to the 20-week MA, and then we took off again. So potentially we'll see something similar. We could see Bitcoin move up to about 30k to kind of establish a sort of tight range up here, and then a pullback. And if that was to come off, you know, around 22%, well, we're back down to around 23 or 22, 23 level, which I think would be, you know, totally expected and totally in line with what we've seen so far in this bull market. And obviously with institutions, a lot of these institutions are buying up huge amounts of Bitcoin, and they have absolutely no intention of selling those Bitcoin for many years, most likely. So yeah, it's I think we are in a new era in terms of the Bitcoin price and the Bitcoin behavior. And of course, this is not financial advice, but that is what so far I am seeing from this bull market. Now, of course, we might turn around and go down, and we could drop 40% down to around 16.5k and come and retest this 20-week MA. But do I think that is probable based on the data so far and what we're seeing and the fundamentals? No, I don't. And there seems to be people that are coming out and starting to take profits here. Well, I just think, you know, let's keep in mind the big picture. Let's just try and look at where potentially we are going to go over this next year, which is 2021. I mean, what did we see in 2017? We saw about 2,500% in terms of a return. I'm not saying we're going to do that again, but let's just say, for example, we do half of that. I mean, all of a sudden we're getting up above sort of 300k. So, you know, I'm not saying we have to go here, but you can kind of see the point I'm trying to make here. We are in a new era. We are above all our previous resistances, and Bitcoin is in price discovery mode here. And of course, if you said to somebody that started 2017, oh, I think Bitcoin's going to go to 20k, you're going to have people call you complete crazy. What, are you completely nuts? I mean, it's got to get up to 5k first, and even that would have been a pretty big move. I mean, even where were we? I mean, yeah, even that would have been a 5x. So, just a 5x for Bitcoin is going to get us up above 100K, up to around 125K. So, yeah, I mean, things are looking good, and I think in this period, it is just really, really a case of thinking about the big picture here, because Bitcoin is going to be setting new standards for itself. It's going to be a moving away from the prices of the last 2 to 3 years, and it's going to be finding completely new territory, and new price discovery. Likely, most probable, within a six-figure range. So, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say on Bitcoin. It is worth bearing in mind that we do have this open gap. So, this is definitely something that does work in favour of the bears, and I do expect this to be closed at some point. However, um, this doesn't have to close right away. Bitcoin can make its way up to 30K. It can even go higher, and yeah, it's just something to be mindful of. But of course, these gaps can work as bear traps as well. You get people coming in short in here, thinking we have to come down straight away and close this gap. And of course, the big players in the market will know that this short interest is coming in, will come up and liquidate a bunch of shorts, and then drag it back down once they've trapped a few longs. So, yeah, this is pretty much to be expected, that gaps don't always close right away. Sometimes they do. We saw this one close immediately, but this one might take a little bit longer. So, Bitcoin dominance. If we look at our weekly chart, we can see where we've come. So we touched upon this in the last video to say that we have come and we've retested the underside of this ascending channel, and now it looks like we're at a bit of a crossroads, a bit of a decision point. Does Bitcoin continue to go up? Does it test this this trend line here, which is kind of almost like a wedge line, or does it now start to roll over, and do we get a bit more of a run in alts? And I do think, I mean, trying to assign this probabilities, I really do think it's 50-50 right here. I'm sorry to sit on the fence, but I just can't call this one. I'm very slightly leaning towards this coming off, and I'll tell you the reason why. And it's best for me to look at the Bitcoin chart. It's really just due to the seasonality in Ethereum. So you can see December going into January, Ethereum pumps. December going into January, Ethereum pumps. December going into January, Ethereum, and February, Ethereum pumps. And are we going to see the same pattern repeat itself this January? That is what is leaning me towards alts having a bit of a pump. And it doesn't have to be huge, but of course, a move like this in Ethereum, that's going to take Ethereum to over $1,000. I think. I mean, this is where Ethereum's going. Ethereum for me is going back to its all-time highs over the next few months. I can't see it not clearing its all-time highs this market. Maybe we get up to 2,000. I personally think Ethereum can get up to 3, 4, 5,000 this cycle. And for it to do that, of course, its price needs to start appreciating, and it needs to get going for me over the next month, and I think it has everything to do that. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are in terms of Bitcoin dominance, and I am expecting this to start to come off. And whether we just see a month or two, and we get back down, and then we retest this descending channel, and then Bitcoin, starts to take over again. I know we've got the Coinbase IPO that's likely to come up in the first quarter of next year, so maybe that's going to get some more hype around Bitcoin, and Bitcoin could, re-steal the limelight, because, of course, I'm sure that when people talk about Coinbase, it's all the attention is going to go on Bitcoin, and not on the alts. But Yeah, absolutely. And you know, part of this you can say is also due to maybe XRP's move, and of course XRP being it was the third, now it's down to the fourth largest cryptocurrency. Of course, that's going to have quite a large weighting on this market. So let's see how it goes. Just kind of scrolling down some of these altcoins here, we can see, you know, a few altcoins are up. A nice move out of Ren. I do like Ren. I mean, it's looked for me like it is starting to turn around here. We've seen obviously the reversal candle on a Tom DeMark red 9, and now we've taken out the high of that candle with a sort of nice green candle. So buyers start to come in. I know it started to look like a bit of a wedge slash flag on the sort of weekly dollar pair. So yeah, Ren's looking rather strong for me. We can see Cardano's up as well. So that's starting to break out on a US dollar pair. Just looking down some more of these here. Yeah, still a fair bit of red. I did see that Polkadot popped up as well. So this is a really strong candle, and you know, is this just another bear market rally? I mean, to me, that's a pretty big move off the low. I mean, yeah, we're talking about 47% move off the low in Polkadot against Bitcoin. So, and also breaking out to all-time highs on a dollar pair. So yeah, Polkadot's looking strong. And that's going to have an impact on a lot of altcoins, because there's obviously all of the Polkadot side chains and parachains, and the entire Polkadot ecosystem is a handful of loads and loads of projects that are attached to Polkadot. So we might start to see some moves in those. So I will be making a update on altcoins shortly in terms of my top picks for 2021. Also want to do a video just on the Polkadot coins, with Polkadot now starting to look like it's turning around. Obviously, it's premature to say. It could just be a good week, and then Bitcoin could, you know, sort of take control again, and a lot of these alts might get another slam down. But it's looking promising for now, and yeah, we'll just have to see which way this one goes next. So yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. Um, in fact, before I go, I just want to very quickly take a look at Bitcoin just on the hourly to get a final update. So you can see, yeah, it looks like we have sort of pierced this wedge. We're coming back to retest it. So this is going to go one or two ways over the next sort of probably sort of 10-15 minutes. We're either going to come back here, or we're actually going to be able to push on. So the next hourly candle should give us our answer as to whether we're breaking out or not. But I'm going to call the video there. Thank you very much for watching. If you do like the content, please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.